In front of me here is one of the most popular photography products on the market. This is the Godox AD200 flash, and this is the newest Pro version. And today we're going to be comparing this ultra popular light to the newest kit on the block, the Geekoto GT-200. This is a very similar light, but it might be an even better value. Okay, before I get into each one of these, let me quickly tell you what they are. They are both handheld battery-powered flashes. They have tons of versatility. They can do TTL, they can do high-speed sync. They're very powerful for their size, but most importantly, photographers love them because they're so affordable. This one is just $350. The Geekoto version, if you don't get all of the accessories, you can get it for as low as $280. But the kit that I have here is just $400 and it comes with a ton of accessories. Let's go ahead and open up the Godox light first, see what's inside, and then we'll move over to the Geekoto. So inside the box, we've got a very nice soft case for the AD200 Pro. Inside here, you can see that we've got the light, and we've got a few different accessories. Let me show you what this light comes with and what makes it so unique and so popular. First of all, the battery just slides right in the side, locks into place. Now the standard front that's on this flash is a speed light style flash, and this can be removed. You can also add this other accessory here. It's going to slide right on the front. And then you can add this bare bulb tube. A lot of photographers like shooting with this because it fires the light sideways and forward. So if you were lighting up a softbox or a beauty dish, you might get more even light with a flash like this. Keep in mind how often you're actually going to be using this. You may be paying a premium for this extra flash and then you're never actually going to take it out of the box. Keep that in mind. The Geekoto does not have this included in the box, and that may be one of the reasons why you can save some money with that system. Now the only other thing in the box is a standard battery charger and cable here. Very, very simple stuff, but that is the basic light. Now Godox has a bunch of different accessories, including a round flash head that you can buy separately if you wanted to, but keep in mind each time you buy one of these extra accessories, the price is going higher and higher and higher. Let's go ahead and check out the Geekoto system. All right, let's see what's inside the Geekoto bag here. First of all, this is a very nice soft case. It has kind of a denim outside, but it's got a high quality zipper and really nice soft interior with an additional zipper on the top here so you can fit a bunch of accessories inside. It also comes with a shoulder strap as well. First thing you'll notice, large softbox is included. We've got a handle for that softbox. We've got a light stand. Now in this little pouch here, we've got a very interesting accessory. So this will snap onto the light itself, and then with magnets, you can snap on all of these additional accessories, like a grid here. We've got tons of different gels inside. We've got this dome cap as well. If you want to replicate that light firing out the side, you could just snap this right on. But I love the magnets. It makes things super easy to use. As you can see, the soft case for the Geekoto, it's just a little larger than the Godox, but very, very similar, almost identical. Let's see what's inside here. All right, inside this case, we have the flash itself. As you can see, it looks very similar to the AD200, but it does not have a removable head at all. Instead, it just has the standard speedlight flash head built in. You are not going to be able to remove this and add other accessories, but again, that's where some of the cost savings is going to come in. It does have its own handle in the box, which is kind of interesting, and this just screws right into the bottom. And so if you have an assistant, this definitely makes holding this light a little bit easier. And then of course, we've got the charger itself. The battery snaps right onto the charger, just sits right on top. It is a different battery than the Godox, but it just snaps right down and locks into place. So let's compare the size of both of these lights, because they are almost identical. So the Godox is actually slightly larger, and I think that's because it has this removable head on the front. So you will save a little bit of space by going with the Geekoto. Now obviously the Geekoto has a standard 1/4" thread on the bottom that I'm using to attach it to this handle here. The Godox also has a thread on the bottom, but it doesn't come with the handle, but it also has a 1/4" thread on the side as well, which may give you a few more options in terms of mounting. Now before I go any further, I do want to mention probably the most important feature of the Geekoto light, and that is the trigger system is the exact same as the Godox system. So you could buy a Geekoto trigger separately. It's going to give you the ability to shoot with TTL flash or high-speed sync flash. Or if you already own a Godox trigger like this, it will work. This opens up so many doors because not only do you have to go out and buy new triggers, more importantly, if you already own Godox lights, you can use Geekoto lights in conjunction. So maybe you're a fan of Godox because of this flash tube, but you want some extra lights as well, maybe to light up the background or something, and you want to save some money, you can use Geekoto and Godox together. Now keep in mind, if you don't already own the Godox system, you're going to want to buy a remote. You could buy Godox or Geekoto, it doesn't matter, but that is an extra accessory that you're going to want to buy because it's really what makes these flashes work with your camera. Okay, before we get into actually testing the output of these lights, let's quickly go through the accessories that come with the Geekoto, because you're spending an extra 50 bucks, but you're getting a lot in the bag. Is it worth it? Let's find out. Let's first talk about this magnetic system here. So this simply slides on the front, and then you tighten the screw down just like that. And now all of these accessories will just snap right on the front. Now, one of the most important accessories when it comes to flash photography is a grid, and it's even more important with speed lights. I always find myself putting speed lights in little places and I want to pinpoint where the light's going. And normally grids are a huge pain in the butt. Magmod came out a few years ago and their magnetic system makes things a lot easier, but it's an expensive system. This comes in the bag. So basically this will just snap to the front of our light and we have a grid system. And what's cool is that the back of the grid is a separate piece here, and we can put these included gels inside this grid holder. So you can use the gel with the grid, or you can simply pull the grid off. These magnets are tight. And then you can use the gel without the grid, and it's just gonna create a standard throw of light. And then of course, if we wanted to, we could use the gel adapter with the dome adapter and get gelled light that way as well. Now, I thought this light stand was going to be a lot cheaper than it actually is. The light stand is aluminum. Even these brackets up here are metal. The snaps are plastic, but they feel robust enough. This tightening knob is also plastic, but again, it doesn't feel like it's going to break. I've definitely used some cheap light stands in my day. This is like a middle level light stand, but it's pretty good. I've also read that this goes to 7 feet, so it's not the tallest light stand in the world, but definitely packs down very small. It's nice that it fits in the box. And for most portrait photographers, 7 feet may be all you need. All right, let's check out this softbox. So I've seen a few softboxes recently with a similar style, and the basic idea here is that the softbox is built into the speed ring. You're not going to lose the metal support wires that are inside. It's basically just one piece and you can easily snap it and open it up. So the way these work is you simply grab each one of these wires and pull out, and it just snaps into place. So you can see we can just open these up one by one. So once everything is opened up, you can see it's very rigid. This is actually really well built. I'm maybe most impressed by this softbox. Let's go ahead and put this together. So just like the other accessory, this slides right in, and with this screw on the bottom, it holds it in place. All right, so I'm trying to figure out now how these handles work, because it comes with 2 different handles. This second handle can actually connect to the softbox itself so that you're not putting a lot of torque on the flash unit. The other interesting thing that I just realized is that underneath each one of these handles is a small screw. And you can undo this, put it in the side of the handle, And then the light stand will go into the bottom of the handle. Very, very clever. I did not know this when I was just looking at this product online. So the cool thing here is that this handle becomes a tilting bracket or an umbrella bracket, and there is a spot underneath here to put a standard umbrella as well. So that is pretty cool. Now, of course, inside the softbox bag, we have the front diffusion panel here. Let's see how this connects. And we have an internal baffle as well. Okay, so right around the inside, you'll notice these white tabs of Velcro. I'm just going to attach this to each one of these. Our front diffuser just attaches to the Velcro that's right around the inside here.
But like, I think back when we were shooting, and I'm like, this system is so much, like, I would have loved to have that softbox.
Patrick's over here behind the camera going, man, I wish we had something like this when we were wedding photographers. Back in our day, we were having to make stuff. I literally was making brackets. I was going to Lowe's and like bending metal and stuff and getting speed lights to fit in small soft boxes that just didn't exist back then. And now they have an entire system that just kind of works right out of the box. Okay, so now for the important test. Can we get everything back in the bag with all of the baffles in place? Let's see. Now, to break down the softbox, we just have to hit these little buttons around the speed ring. I think it's still going to fit. We also have this piece of Velcro right here that will hold it all in place. All right. Actually, my favorite part of this entire kit is the softbox. So that is way, way nicer than I expected it to be. So pretty cool. Okay, so the accessories are better than we expected. I think there's a great value there, but the question that you're probably asking is this as bright as the Godox light? Can it refresh as quickly as the Godox light? Let's find out. All right, for this first test, let's do a refresh rate test. I have both of these flashes set to full power. Notice the little lights that we have here. 3, 2, 1. All right, the Godox is slightly faster. I would say a fraction of a second faster. We'll do that one more time. 3, 2, 1. So slightly faster at full power. So now let's talk about flash output. The Godox light does have 9 stops of light, whereas the Geekoto only has 8. But I'm almost positive that the Godox extra stop of light is on the bottom end, so it can go a little bit less bright than the Geekoto. I think at the top end they should be identical, but let's find out. For this test, I took a picture of both flashes firing at full power into the wall. As you can see, both of these flashes fire at almost an identical output, and this proves that the extra stop of light that the Godox can fire at is on the bottom end, so it can get darker at 1/256, whereas the Geekoto can fire the exact same amount of light at full power, but can only go down to 1/128. Now, one other thing to keep in mind is that both of these flashes do have LED lights built into the front as a type of modeling light. I love the idea of this, but the light that's in the Godox flash is so faint, it's almost useless, and the Geekoto light is even more faint. So although I love the idea of this feature in both flashes, it's not really usable in either. So as you can tell, both of these lights are very, very similar. The Geekoto GT-200 is definitely trying to replicate the Godox AD200. The Godox is probably trying to replicate another flash that's already been out for a while. I could see a lot of photographers who already own Godox also buying Geekoto just as supplemental lights to save a little bit of money. Maybe you own a Godox AD200 and you like having that bare bulb flash tube, and you could use that as your key light, but then you could use the GT-200 by Geekoto for background lights or supplemental lights. I think that's a great option also, and it just makes sense because they work on the exact same trigger system. Well, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this review. You can head over to fstoppers.com for daily free content and more reviews just like this. And if you'd like to check out our full-length photography tutorials, check them out at fstoppers.com/store.